June 7th, 2026. June 7th, 2026, and I'm checking hive number 4. I did a split from this hive last week. It was really strong, going gangbusters, so rather than stacking it a mile high and being too heavy for me to handle, I decided to make a split. So this is, hey girls, do a quick check. 1 week post split. Giving them a quick check, making sure they're okay. This is the original hive. Very strong. It was a very strong hive. Looks still very good numbers wise. See a couple hive beetles in here. Help the girls out. And off the top, this is a super. It's a deep super. It's a 10 frame box, so a few hive beetles, maybe 20. And I hear a mower coming, so you may not be able to hear me here in a minute, but I think he's coming to clean up my little apiary here. There might be 4 in this one, so it looks like the bees are doing pretty well taking care of the hive beetles. Building out and simultaneously filling with nectar. And the backside, they are building out the outside frame. So it's good. Just set it down right there so it's going to be safe. These bees really like to create propolis, which I'm not going to complain about because I want to start collecting it. So not complaining. This side looks like full of, well, it's got a few, looks like 7-day-old larvae in there, but lots of nectar. I'll just set this down here for a second and clean off a couple spots that have a little too much wax, and they are not hive honey. Jeez, I can't talk. They're not queen cells. So, looks like back here we've got all nectar as soon as they're building it out. And again, here's what I was showing you. Nectar. Very good. Bees are being very sweet. This is the super, the 10 frame deep super. They have been so prolific and good at collecting. Goodness, they've got the frames stuck together down here, and I really, looks like brood. Okay, this is looking like it's going to be all honey. They're capping it now. Honey. Haven't started capping this side. It looks like half a frame of brood here next that I'm going to have to clean up a little bit, so that might irritate them. So I might have to get my alright, so looks like we have brood up here, and this looks like it's drone brood over here. So I'll probably clean that up and remove it. That again, brood here as well. I'm just taking a quick peek for the queen, make sure I don't miss the opportunity to see her. Got about 30% brood. Well, actually, there's open cells with larvae as well and honey. So, and on this side, a little bit of brood, a few larvae that are not capped yet. Let me see if I see her. Let me see if I can remove this drone brood. Because I don't really, that's the place that the mites like to hang out, and I really don't need issues with mites, so I'm gonna put it down there to clean up. This kind of fell off, and I'm just making sure I don't have a queen down here. It all looks like drone brood though. Alright. Next frame looks pretty full of honey. Oh goodness, well, I was wrong. It is full of honey, but it's also full of, and I mean full of brood. That is a beautiful frame. I love seeing that. Nice strong queen. I do not care that she's up in the, oh, and another very strong frame. Looking good. Just making sure I don't miss the opportunity to look at the queen, but honestly I don't think she's going to be on one of these frames because there's nowhere for her to lay. It's already full. So let me go to the next frame. A little bit of smoke here. Just a little smoke. Not much. Try not to over smoke and annoy. Goodness, it's heavy. Again, let's see. Alright, so we have some younger larvae here. We have some uncapped, some capped, and a lot of honey. A lot of honey. So my guess is going to be she's fighting for places to lay because they're putting honey everywhere, and I don't want her to take off. So let me see what the bottom looks like, but I got plenty of food. I got great bees bringing in food. If I need to, the new split doesn't look like it has a lot of activity, so it may need food and it may need brood. Okay, so this is slam full of honey that just hasn't been capped yet. Some of it's been capped and some of it hasn't. Same thing here, they're capping that. Now they're getting really aggravated. Alright. I'll try to be quicker. And it looks like honey. And they're building that out for honey, and they're building that last frame out for honey. Okay. So I see evidence of a queen, at least in the last week, it looks like, from the larva. She is coming up top. I don't really care about that right now. I really don't. Which is why I didn't put a... It looks like I need to take some honey to slow them down a little bit. So I'm going to talk to a friend of mine who's been doing this longer than I have and see what he thinks about that. I may just end up putting a queen excluder, shaking them all down, put a queen excluder on, and alright everybody, scoot over. I can't get you back together unless you scoot over. Alright, I think I still need to make a little more room here for this other frame. This box is going to be a tad heavy with all the honey in it, and it is a deep. So let me just... Let's see. Put this on this side. Seems like it's the least used. See if I can get these girls down a little bit with some smoke. So I carry them. Alright, I'll just check this brood box while I'm here. It's just easier to go ahead and check it. Alright, girls. We're thankful for a bee suit. I know there are people that check their hives without anything. I'm not one of them. I enjoy the bees and I don't want to have problems. I don't want to become sensitive to things. I don't want to have issues. So that's where I am with that. So I do wear a suit most of the time. If I'm doing something little, like feeding, putting an outside feeder on or something like that, or just working around them, I don't. Okay, this frame they're building out again, heavily a wax frame, and they're building it out. They're super efficient. Again, this is the brood box, and I want to see if there's any sign of a queen down here. Looks like honey and pollen patty and honey. Okay. Okay, so we do have brood, and also on this side, brood. Fabulous. Fabulous. See if I see the queen. I do see capped brood. That's all I see there. The next frame is an empty frame on this side, and looks like it's got drawn out comb that's filled mostly with I might have to move that smoker, but it's got mostly pollen patties in it and honey. It does have a couple of practice queen cups here at the bottom, it looks like, but none of them are loaded. Okay. Moving on to the center most frames of the hive. Let me just move these bees a little bit so I don't squish anybody, or I squish less anyway. There we go. Looks like we got honey in here. Alright, so we got pollen patties, honey, a little bit of brood in that corner, honey, pollen patties, brood on this right side. It's got some empty cells here. I don't see any larvae. I see brood, but I don't see larvae yet, which would mean I haven't had a queen in the last 7 to 10 days unless I can find larvae. Okay, I've got pollen patties, a little bit of drone brood, honey, not capped, brood mixed in with pollen patties, kind of wherever she can find a spot to lay. So the few frames that aren't filled out, I imagine they're just waiting to fill those. Have not found a sign that she wants to swarm yet, which is good. Okay, now I've got some brood some open cells that haven't been capped yet of brood. And this is mostly larva and honey, all larva and honey. Look at this one, girls. Alright, so they've drawn out these frames and they're filling them with honey. Honey and pollen patty. I'd really like to see some larvae here. Alright, they're drawing out these frames, getting them ready. Same here. These heavily waxed frames really make it easier for them to get that done. Same with the last one, it looks like. Yeah, they're drawing out, and there's plenty of bees as far as population goes. As you can see, even on my phone, they're trying to make their presence known. Interesting, I hear that they really don't like some phones. I've never really had a problem with that up to now, with them attacking my phone or anything, but I've heard it happens. The electronic or something. I'm sure there's different frequencies, and they use those. So maybe there are some that are more annoying to them. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Frames that are heavily used. Maybe 7. Yeah, 7 frames that are heavily used. And then the 3 on the outside are less heavily used. I have some brood, plenty of food. She still has some room. They still have to, they're going to have to use their resources to finish drawing out these frames to give her a place to lay, or she's not going to be happy. Get that put back together so they will be happy with her. It's over here in the least populated spot, please. Alright, now, let's go down. I'm going to put the super back on. Get over there. Put the super on and not squish anybody. Alright. Heavy super. This again is hive number 4, June 7th, 2026. They look great. I do have to watch them. Concerned for swarming. Not so much because there's so much brood in there, but more because there's so much food in there that they've just taken up all the room. And that's just as big of a problem when there's no place for her to lay. There's no place for her to lay. So we shall see how they are next week.